corporate governance has evolved from what it used to be known previously. It's mostly mindful governance. And this includes a number of subject matters which are relevant to the current context. First, it's technology.
I mean, in many industries, and in particular the banking industry, technology is changing the way we are doing business.
Yes, we've embarked, I think, before, but accelerated by the COVID, with a digital transformation of the groups. And I believe that the functions that are covered by the governance of a company will also evolve.
There's a fundamental role to play, on the one hand, to be more customer-friendly, and on the other hand, to be able to facilitate our processes.
We're talking about AI today in our corporate world. So you're attending a meeting and then you're prompted saying that you're being recorded. What you're discussing in this meeting is being managed by AI, is being recorded, is being transcribed into a document file.
Changes are happening and at a very fast pace. New technologies are coming in every day. We are seeing cases of cyber attack. So how do we get our people, our leaders, to be aware of those threats?
If you don't control this business risk environment in a proper way, you can have a hacker coming in tomorrow and completely freeze your system and paralyze your operations completely.
So tomorrow, if there is a problem, whom are you going to sue? The person or the robot or the IP address or the computer?
Regulations are coming for us to contain those technologies, for us to contain those advancements of doing business in a way where we protect our customers.
Certain regulators like the Data Protection Office have already come out with a number of laws and guidelines also.
But it is at operational level that we need to see the C-suite investing and making sure that we are up to date, not only in terms of fast-tracking this development, but also making sure that we remain under control.
From there on, the need to change the corporate governance is not only imminent, but it will now be an ever-changing process.
If you look at the boards today, and you look at the composition of the board, not many boards have got directors with expertise in IT or digitalization and so on.
You have perhaps a recommendation coming from the technical people, the IT people. Yes, we have to go to the cloud because of this and this reason. But then, in terms of accountability, if the data is wrongly exploited, it goes back to the board. That deep chain requires now the directors even to have the minimum knowledge of technology, but what I am signing upon.
I think it's part and parcel of the MIoD to anticipate that and to make sure that proper training are given to the directors, that the profile that they've got in their data are also more towards this and less being, I would say, old school type of profile.
So the second item is climatic change. And in the language of corporate governance, it refers to as ESG.
We look around us. Climate change is visible, and not only visible, we are all feeling it.
We'll probably need to report full-fledged ESG reports as from 2025.
Organizations today are required to think much larger than just making profits.
Not only from a business angle, but also from a financing angle.
We will have in Mauritius very shortly the ESG framework. It means that if tomorrow, if I were a board of directors and I ignore that part on it in my strategy, it could be that I will be excluded from the financing.
But it doesn't stop here. We've got the framework itself, we've got the implementation of it, and we've got the reporting side of it.
And not only reporting, but reporting as also reviewed and audited.
We, at the level of the ministry, we are coming with that ESG framework.
L'ESG donne un cadre, donne un format, un process pour centraliser que ce soit nos opérations ou notre management dans ce process, dans ce chemin. C'est CIEL Maurice qui nous a assess, qui nous a scored, c'était chercher de où on est et quel est le chemin que nous décidons de prendre.
With the Internet of Things, namely IoT, AI, all these solutions are now here helping companies in achieving their goal, in becoming more carbon neutral, in becoming more sustainable. So you have quite a lot of technologies available at your fingertips today.
So we've fixed ourselves KPIs, and we can report on a regular basis to all our stakeholders on how we're progressing on this.
We're seeing that companies are impacted by the effects of climate, and they're operating in a society that's also impacted by climate.
So for us, we're supporting Mauritius at a government level to access more international climate finance. So we're providing a grant of something like 640 million rupees to catalyse even further investment through accessing international funds. But ultimately, the private sector has a massive role to play in fighting and tackling climate change. So our relationship with institutions like the MIoD, which is that window into the private sector, is really important because we know that climate change will not happen without business.
Diversity is one important pillar of corporate governance. And this is clearly stated in the National Code of Corporate Governance.
To make that happen, we need to make sure that we have within the companies a proper environment which allows them throughout their career to move and progress.
I think that that is where MIoD is doing very well, in the sense that they have set up the Women's Academy.
I think our last cohort that we sponsored was 15. And also we hope to continue the collaboration with a programme that we funded, the She Trades programme. We funded that in a number of different ways. And I think that is just another way to really focus down on successful women entrepreneurs and allow them to really develop their skills and learn from each other.
Advocating on ESG has been really amazing this year. And we have had our very first ESG summit.
We did it in November, which was well attended, both from the regulatory side, from the stakeholders, from the investors, from the issuers.
Another great event that we have had is about creating an ESG ecosystem with the use of technology.
When we conducted the event in February, we wanted to bring out what ESG and technology, how they work together.
Especially on that day, we had international facilitators sharing the experience to our members and to Mauritius as a whole.
It is important for MCB and organizations like MIoD to partner together to create that awareness.
We are on the same wavelength when it comes to promoting good governance.
But to do that, you've got to work with institutions and organisations that are transformative. And for us, the MIoD is one of a number of organisations that fit that bill in Mauritius.
In terms of their themes that they bring to the attention of directors and managers, is helping them to keep real pace, not only with the emerging realities, but frankly the directions where we're all headed.
C'est tout à fait naturel qu'on puisse accompagner et être avec le MIoD dans la vulgarisation de la pratique de la bonne gouvernance à l'île Maurice.
We'll be working closely with MIoD to bring more events to all the corporate landscape in Mauritius. So we are really excited to keep this journey going.
And I think they should keep doing this work. We need these kind of institutions because when the international investors, when they look into the financials of various corporates, one thing they expect that they will be following the international best practices.
Good corporate governance needs to be part of our culture, of our DNA. And this is the best way to pave the way for stronger FDI and better growth of our economy.
We understand that the way forward is going to be filled with challenges and risks. We strongly believe that everything is possible with the collaboration of our founders, patrons, members, and key stakeholders. We look forward to serve the business community and be your corporate governance partner.